Hello and thank you for joining us on the Pigskin Preview. Alongside the head coach of the Western Illinois football team, Mark Hendrickson, I'm Andrew Bacon. Last Thursday, the Leathernecks took on the Butler Bulldogs at Hanson Field. Coach, the Leathernecks had a dominating performance on both sides of the ball. What can you tell us about it?
Well, we were pleased to get a victory. You know, when any team plays game one, they want to come away with a W. We did that. And yet, as we discuss things further in the show here, Andrew, and look at the tape, there's definitely lots of room of improvement for the Leathernecks before game two.
All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the highlights. All right. The Butler Bulldogs will receive the kick, coach, and we'll get a look at the 4-3 defense right away as Matt Lancaster gets to pass to Dylan Johnson.
A good quick play action on the first play for Butler. You know, got him an early first down. And then, of course, our defense went to work and played very, very well during the first half. In fact, our defense played outstanding for the first 42 minutes of the game, as we'll see here on some of the highlights.
And then right here on third down, again, as you see, the pass is incomplete by Lancaster, and now we'll get a look at the offense for the Leathernecks, and the first play will be a 12-yard gain by Carlton Ray.
You know, that's what we call our power play. That's Carlton Ray running right up the A-gap, as we say, right downhill. With the power play, you're going to pull a guard around that offensive center, and that was successful for us the majority of the night.
And this time here, Josh Hudson's going to go ahead and throw the ball, and he's going to find Charles Chestnut for the first catch of the season.
And that was play number 2. Of course, we wanted to mix up the passing game with the running game early. And so in game 2, play 2, we came out and threw for a first down, and then right back to the power play as well.
And we're going to go consecutive here with C-Ray, as he's going to get quite a bit of yards here, Coach. And for the running game, Thursday was just phenomenal.
Well, we knew that we thought that we could be successful running the football in this game. A big part of the game plan for game 1 was for the offense to control the ball, let the defense play as little as they could. You go 3 downs and out, hopefully on defense most of the time. Here we came back with a reverse early. That's number 87. That's Fredson Solomon, a transfer force that plays is going to be a very good player. He just touched the ball 2 times in game 1, but he'll touch a lot more this Saturday.
Here we have an incomplete pass to Nate Bowen, just a little ahead of him. But as we see here, the offense is really starting to roll after that as another handoff to C-Ray, and he's just short. But, Coach, you decided to go for it on 4th down. We
decided to go for it on 3 times during the game on 4th down, made all 3 of them. And, of course, those are huge plays when you convert a 4th down. And good blocking again on the left side of the line, and C-Ray bounced it outside and gained that first down, which, of course, was huge in that situation.
Hudson mishandles the ball, but he's able to make up the yards here and gets 4 yards.
You know, then right back to the run game again. You know, the first half, the offense controlled the ball for 20 minutes. And that means Butler had the ball for only 10 minutes, and that's an unusual stat to control the ball that much, but that was certainly the goal. And our defense played very well because most of the time they went 3 plays and out.
Looking for Solomon here in the end zone, unable to complete the catch, which would have been a touchdown, but that was a great athletic ability by Solomon, really showing off his talents.
Yeah, had a shot at it there. Too bad we missed out on that touchdown. Josh came back with a short pass to Charles Chestnut. Chestnut had 5 catches on the game. He's a leader of the receiving corps. He, and along with another senior named Justin Morgan, also had 5 catches.
And here on 3rd and 8, Nico Watts is going to get his first carry of the game, and he's only going to get 3, however, so we're going to go to 4th down, and this time we're going to send out Pat Smith for the field goal.
We did have to settle for a field goal. When we get in the red zone, we sure want touchdowns. The good news is we're in the red zone 5 times on Thursday night. We scored on all 5.
And then here in the second quarter, a little muffle there by Lancaster as he drops the ball. However, Kevin Kensel was able to capitalize, and he had a great game, Coach.
Kevin Kensel played very well at what we call our weak linebacker position. And there he had a couple tackles for losses. There's one of them right there, number 17. He's a true sophomore for us. Played last year, of course, and as a true freshman.
And then here the pressure gets on the quarterback, and he's going to throw it in double coverage as Keith Enderline makes a great catch.
Yeah, that was a big pickoff by Keith Enderline. He's a free safety for us. He and David McDaniel do very well sharing that position, the free safety spot. And I think we'll take a look at this later in the show as well. But Keith did a great job of getting a read on the ball, coming up with the big play. And so that defense did what we wanted them to do, and that is get the ball back. And, of course, then the offense shows up and accomplishes their goal. I believe that we'll take this in for a touchdown on this drive.
That is correct, coaches. You see C-Ray with consecutive 6-yard gains and then also another 5-yard for the touchdown here.
And, again, just very good, solid blocking up front. Andrew Pigskin at offensive center does a great job for us, making the calls up front. Max Dancer at right guard obviously had a key block there, and that would have been Brandon De La Cruz as the pulling guard, from the left side coming around to the right side to open up that big hole for C-Ray.
The defense comes big again after a 3-and-out for Butler. Leathernecks had the ball, and once again back to the run game. Nico Watson for 4 yards.
And, Nico, of course, is a big back. He weighs right at 250 pounds. He's a true sophomore, played last year again as a true freshman for us. And this was a hurry up possession for us. We lined up in our flanker formation, 2 tights and a flanker receiver and 2 backs. And we did not huddle on this series. As you can see, we snapped the ball quickly and, really just pounded the ball the best that we could. Mixed up a few runs and a few passes. Right here, this was actually a 4th and 6. So that was a big play right there on 4th and 6. A great throw by Josh Hudson to Justin Morgan for the first down.
And C-Ray here is unfortunately going to lose a yard. However, he'll come right back and gain 3 more to make it 3rd down. And as I said, C-Ray right here is going to make the play and get a couple yards.
And we ended up short here in the end. We went for a throw here on 3rd down to get it, take a shot at the end zone, or at least a first down there close. Didn't get it. Ended up with another field goal. And, of course, fortunately for us, Patrick Smith was 3 for 3 on his field goals throughout the night. Made both of his PAT attempts. Had a great night punting and was named the Missouri Valley Football Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, which was well deserved by Patrick.
Yes, it was, and congrats to Patrick Smith. And that's the first half. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break before getting into the second half action. But stay tuned. You're watching the Pigskin Preview.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
A public service message on building strong bones for kids from the Pediatric Orthopedic Society of North America and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Coach, going into the locker room up 16, what did you tell the team?
Well, we were up 16-0 at halftime, Andrew, and offensively, we wanted to get the ball in the end zone more and not settle for field goals. And defensively, of course, when you've got them shut out at halftime, you'd love to get a shutout, for 4 quarters. Not easy to do in college football today, but that was certainly our goal. And as we'll see in the second half, we came up short on those goals in the second half. Still ended up with a big victory, and that still motivates us a great deal to prepare and improve for game 2.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the second half. All right, it's going to be third quarter and start out just like the first quarter did with a run by Nico Watson for a couple of yards.
Yes, we took over on the 9-yard line here, 91 yards away from pay dirt. And as you'll see on this drive, we're gonna take this ball down the field on a 91-yard touchdown drive to open the third quarter. On that third down situation, Josh Hudson rolled to his left, hit Charles Chestnut. Nate Bowman and Larry Harris at fullback did a great job of blocking in front of the tailbacks. Another third down situation, a quick throw out to Charles Chestnut for the first down. An incomplete pass attempted there, the number 44, Allie Walker, our tight end. Another play-action pass here. And
a little hard to see, but we're going to take another look at it
good.
Here.
There's play-action pass, a fake from Josh, then Nico. Josh has very good feet. He was forced out of the pocket. Did a great job of finding Justin Morgan right on the boundary for another big first down for us.
And another big first down by Nico Watson, making a big play himself with the 15-yard gain.
We run to the ball equally right and left, but certainly when you go to the right side, you're running behind our right tackle, Jimmy Holschlag, who's very, very effective for us. And again, we continued to pound the ball on the ground, and we were going to remain balanced on offense. There'll certainly be games when we throw the ball much more than we did, but that was the game plan for Butler.
And then Hudson here using his mobility, getting out in the open field and able to make a play, getting 14 yards as we take another replay at it.
Yes, this is another big play. This is third down. Josh has the ability to do this, and that is make a difference with his feet. He picks up the third down, picks up the first down for us on third down, but with scrambling up the middle.
Watson gets a yard here, and then Colton Ray is going to come right back into the game, and he's going to get a 3-yard gain.
And, of course, it's great to be able to shuffle literally Nico Watson and Carlton Ray in and out as we need to from down to down. We keep the running back fresh. Most of those other players stay on the field, but we rotate those backs a great deal.
And then here's a touchdown by Colton Ray getting a 2-yard run in and great blocking once again on that right side.
Number 81, Mason Howington in there at tight end as well on that play. And so was number 89. I see there Taylor Hill was in on this play as well. Our left tackle is Jeff Lindsay. Those linemen up front just did an excellent job all night long.
All right, we're going to go ahead and go to the fourth quarter. It's 23-7 as Butler would eventually get a touchdown, and right now they're starting to click a little bit on offense, and it's going to be a 16-yard gain to Matt Jensen and another one to Shannon for 2 yards.
Overall, our defense played very well on this night, especially for the first night in the new 4-3 defense.
Especially right here, Coach.
Yeah, great hustle there by Kevin Kensel again. We knew that they would try some trick plays. I believe they tried 4 trick plays. That was a reverse pass attempt, and we were able to shut down each of those trick plays. We knew that they'd be bringing those at us. The guys did a great job of staying with the ball.
And Tom Judge with an outstanding catch for 19 yards for the Bulldogs.
This is their final touchdown drive, I believe, and there's a QB on a scramble that hurt us. That picked up a big first down for the Bulldogs. Our defense just really shut down their offense until the fourth quarter. They had 3 plays of 20 yards or more in the game. They're all on this drive at the end of the ball game. And again, overall defense played well, but I know they're going to be very motivated, to improve a great deal this week and perform better in our next ball game.
That's right. Just motivate the defense more. And here they're going to go for the 2-point conversion to make it a 15-23, and a great little trick play there for the Bulldogs.
And then we're back on the field with the ball, and of course we want to get the game wrapped up.
And Watson won't go down.
Yeah, he's tough to bring down, and of course we keep those 2 backs fresh. And they were the 2 that handled the ball. They had lots of carries, perfect ball security the entire night, which was great to see out of the 2 backs. And again, you can see a big gash there by the offensive line up front.
And this time, Nico Watson only gets to the line of scrimmage. However, on this next play, on third down, Josh Hudson's going to get it to Justin Morgan for the first and for 14 more yards.
We certainly wanted to run more time off the clock with the 8-point lead. Here's a good strike from Josh to Justin Morgan. Of course, Justin made that first man miss and then enabled him to get the first down that kept us with possession of the football.
Colton Ray here with an 8-yard pickup, and he's going to get the first.
And at this point in time, we felt good about things, and we did get tackled there behind the line of scrimmage. We don't want that to ever happen. It happened twice in the ball game. That was one of them there. And now we're going to come up. This is a third down situation here. We do come up with a throw and to catch, which is short on the 33-yard line. Had to make a decision here. Decided the pooch punt. And Patrick Smith came up with a great pooch, and that's David McDaniel.
Outstanding, Coach.
As our left gunner covering, and David caught that ball in the air on the 1-yard line. If the return unit does not have a returner back trying to catch the ball, then you're allowed to catch the ball as the coverage team. And David McDaniel made a great catch on his back there on the 1-yard line. That forced them to attempt to have a 99-yard drive. In the end, the defense held, and the Leathernecks came up with a big win.
That's right, Coach. A great win. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box score. And as you can see, obviously, the Leathernecks would win 23-15. Hudson would finish with 13 for 22, 109 yards. Colton Ray had 28 carries for 106 yards with the 2 touchdowns, as we saw. Nico Watson had 25 carries for 109 yards. And then Justin Morgan, the leading receiver with 5 receptions, 49 yards.
We had 2 running backs that went for over 100 yards. That's an excellent job by the offensive linemen, the tight ends, the fullback up front. Overall, we rushed for 240 yards. Our defensive linemen, led by Dwight Harris, and then there's Gino Durley, there's Ryan Deming, there's Chip Holschlag, and Ethan Baczynski. Those young men up front held them to just over 100 yards rushing. So it's still in the game of football, it usually comes down to rushing yardage, and we dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides and won the rushing battle, and that really helped determine the outcome of the game.
All right, Coach, we're going to go ahead and get into the headset and have you break down a couple of key plays for the Leathernecks winning the game last Thursday.
Okay.
All right, this first play is going to be the interception if you want to go ahead and take it away.
And, of course, I mentioned those 4 down linemen up front. They provide a lot of pressure all night, and you have to have that to have an interception like this. And then you need good coverage all the way around as well. Number 6, Kieron James, is an outstanding corner for us. He's on this side of the field. Number 13, Jonathan Rollins, is back there in coverage, as is number 5, Martinez Davis. And that leaves in the middle of all those defensive backs, number 21, Keith Enderline. And Keith read the quarterback's eyes very well. As a free safety, he's almost like a center fielder back there, and he read the eyes of that quarterback, made a great break on the ball, came up with the big interception, and of course that led us directly to a touchdown, by our offensive unit that really put us up in the ball game.
And that's right, coaches. We're going to see the touchdown play right now.
And then we drove down the field just the remaining 30 yards, and this will be a power play by the Leathernecks. And I believe if we get to see this again, you're going to see our left guard is going to pull around. Here comes number 67 pulling from the left to the right, leading the way. And Max Dancer's at right guard. He's making a great down block there, opening the way for C-Ray to get into the end zone.
That's right, Coach. And we're going to take one more look from the sideline here. And Colton Ray really just was phenomenal for the Leathernecks to get the 2 touchdowns, the only 2 touchdowns for the Leathernecks.
And again, he's not going to be denied when he gets that close. He's a small but very powerful running back. And there's Allie Walker, there's Jimmy Holschlag congratulating him in the end zone. They had a lot to do with it as well.
Again, the second touchdown in the third quarter, as I said here, normal speed, and then we're going to go ahead and take it slow-mo just for you, Coach.
And then I believe you're going to see on this play, based on this game plan, the same play. This is going to be our power play once again to the right side. So there's not going to be a lot of change right here. Here comes that left guard pulling to the right. Number 67, Brandon De La Cruz with good contact. Again, you're going behind Andrew Rubisky and number 55 right there, Max Dancer. And Nick Evsmeyer was in on that play. Nick played quite a bit for us at offensive line as well. We had a couple of players cramp up a little bit in humidity, and Nick came in and took a lot of snaps and played very well with the offensive line.
All right, Coach. Up next, we're going to go ahead and preview the game, and I got a chance to sit down with a couple of the defensive members of the Leathernecks, but we're going to take a quick break. This is the Pigskin Preview.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, the neighbors just bought a big screen TV.
Hey, I just got a bonus at work. Maybe we should get one too.
Hold on there.
Savings Man.
Using your bonus to secure your future by paying down debt or saving is a better way to go.
Well, I declare you're right, Savings Man.
Stay ahead by choosing to save. And don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses.
But their name is Johnson.
For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Earlier this week, I got a chance to talk with J.J. Raffleson, Kevin Kinsel, and Dwight Harris.
It felt good. I mean, it was my first game playing in about a year and a half, so I think overall as a team, we came out pretty strong. We had our ups and downs, but I think we're all ready for this next game.
It was wonderful. Last year I played as a safety. This year I got moved down to linebacker, so I got to come in the box a little bit, bang with the linemen a little bit, and start to make plays tackling instead of trying to get the pass out and just cover the defense and the receivers.
It felt great. It felt great to finally play against somebody other than our own offense and kind of put it to the test. So, we continue to, like I say, iron out the wrinkles, and hopefully we can fine-tune everything and be a pretty solid team this year.
Over the offseason, the Leathernecks defense transitioned from a 3-3-5 to a 4-3.
I think the transition's great. I mean, all of our players are able to play football now. Our 3-3-5 we struggled with a little bit last year, and you know, we're getting our athletic ability out on the field. We're using more D linemen instead of linebackers on the line of scrimmage. So it's a situational defense for us, so we're getting our speed on the field when we need it and our pass rusher and run stoppers on the field when we need it.
I think our team picked up pretty quick in the spring. It was a little tougher, but as this season's gone on so far, we've gotten better and better in each game. I plan for us to even get better.
It's been pretty good. You know, we still ironing out some wrinkles right now and trying to just get everything fit, but you know, as far as the transition and being sound as a defense, we feel pretty good about it.
One of the differences between the two defenses is that the 4-3 helps the Leathernecks cover a more variety of offenses.
I'd say the pros are it stops the run and the pass. You can game plan different things. So if you think the teams would be passing or teams would be running the ball. So I think overall the defense is good against any type of team.
It's a situational defense. I mean, if they're a heavy set, like pro-style offense, then we can bring everyone in the box. We can start getting our run stoppers in there. And then if they're a spread shotgun team, we can get our speed out there. We can get our safeties, our cornerbacks, and our more athletic linebackers out on receivers and start to cover them.
We could definitely get a lot more pressure on the quarterback, so I think that's one of the pros for the defense as a whole, and especially the defensive linemen. And you know, it just gives our safeties and corners and linebackers a lot better chance to defend the pass, and gives us a better chance to defend the run as well.
The Leathernecks felt good after their first game, but still see room for improvement.
I think our team did pretty good overall. We definitely had some coverages that were, I wouldn't say blown, but we had some mistakes in our back end. We had some missed calls and we should have had a different call. I think this week we're going to be more prepared for the game, getting the first game out of the way, and this is going to be our second game, so I think we'll have a good game.
I think we can improve on our communication and alignment. I mean, like JJ said, we have a couple of busts in the backfield, and as us linebackers, we didn't get everyone aligned. We had our D-line and our linebackers at some point, and our defensive backs were on different pages. So in the fourth quarter, that's what really beat us in the end. Our communication kind of fluttered off at the end.
Just consistency. In the first half, we did things pretty well and came out kind of flat in the second half. So just assignment and just keeping consistent as a defense, and I think we should be fine.
This year, the team gave Dwight Harris the honor of being one of their captains.
It felt great. You know, it felt great that they felt that I was suitable to lead this team, and you know, I just want to do my best to lead the team to victory. And you know, unfortunately, one of my fellow captains, Chris Boone, is down right now, but you know, we just keeping him in our prayers and just continue to fight for him.
Coach, this year the defense switched from a 3-3-5 to a 4-3 defense, along with the addition of Brian Ward. And what can you tell us about the differences between the two, and also how the Leathernecks have been adjusting to this new defense?
Well, there's one major difference, obviously, Andrew, and when you say it's a three-man front, in our old system, this is now a four-man defensive line front. So we have four big defensive linemen on the field rather than three. And I mentioned those young men earlier, and they've done a great job up front and learning the system and then putting pressure on the quarterback in game one. And then you line up with three linebackers behind them. I hadn't mentioned the linebacker crew yet. J.J. Raffleson is our middle backer, and on each side of him, you know, we have other outstanding linebackers as well. Davon Butler transferred here from Northern Illinois University. He played very well for us Thursday night. He's been a great addition to the program. Kevin Kensel played on the other side. He played very well. And then we also throw in there Theon Dixon will be back and playing this Saturday in our next ball game. And Luke Venegoni, who played last year for us as a true freshman, is another backup linebacker, you know, that could be a starter, plays very well. And then Jamel Wilmore backs JJ up at that middle backer spot. Very good group of linebackers, and behind them a good secondary that we mentioned earlier.
All right, this weekend the Leathernecks will take on the Indianapolis Hounds. Coach, after watching some game tape, what can you tell us about them? Well,
Indianapolis University does have a very good football team. They're an NCAA Division II football team. They were 7-4 a year ago. This year they were unanimous picks to win their conference. You know, the young man that plays quarterback for them last year was the Division II second-team All-American quarterback. So he's outstanding. And, of course, he could play for most Division I programs. And then this year, of course, preseason, he's picked as the #1 quarterback in all of Division II as the first-team All-American candidate. So we're going to have our hands full. They have some outstanding receivers, a very talented back, and then a very, very tough defense. Both sides of their line of scrimmage is solid. They're big and strong up front.
Let's now take a look at last weekend's games in the Missouri Valley. Eastern Illinois played Southern Illinois. However, Southern Illinois would lose 49-28. Indiana would beat Indiana State 24-17. Wisconsin barely beat UNI 26-21, almost getting upset there. Illinois State, with their offense rolling on all cylinders, would have a 56-14 win over Dayton. South Dakota then would go to lose to Montana 35-24, and Youngstown State upset Pitt's 31-17.
No doubt, there's some impressive scores there, but Youngstown defeating Division 1A, Pitt, certainly the biggest scoreboard, read of the week for our conference.
And then Missouri State lost to Kansas State 51-9. Kansas beat South Dakota State 31-17, and North Dakota State routed Missouri Robert Morris University 52-0. And let's go ahead and go to the standings now. However, it's only been 1 week so far, so not much going on. As you know, the Missouri Valley, tough conference. Anything can happen, Coach. So right now we just have the top 4, and then the last 6, unfortunately, lost last weekend. And then we're going to go ahead and jump to this weekend's games, as Miami, Ohio will take on SIU. UNI will take on Central State. North Dakota State will take on Colorado State. Quincy will take on Indiana State. Illinois State will take on Eastern Michigan. Missouri State will face Louisville. South Dakota will take on Colgate. South Dakota State will go against Southeastern Louisiana. And Youngstown State will go against Valparaiso. And then obviously Coach Western will take on the Indianapolis Hounds.
You bet. The Leathernecks are glad to be back at Hanson Field for the second game in a row. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock. The players really take a lot of pride, in playing on Hanson Field and defending that turf. And there'll be a lot of energy, I know, on Hanson Field at 3 p.m. on this Saturday.
All right, Coach, we have a new segment this year, and what we're doing is we're having the 1-minute drill with you, where we have fans submit questions to us, and we'll ask them to you. So let's go ahead and get started. What are your thoughts on the new uniforms this year?
Well, I know that more importantly, what are the thoughts of our players on the new uniforms? I know our players appreciate them and are glad to be in the new uniforms. They wore the purple jerseys and the white pants in the first ball game. We also, of course, have white jerseys and purple pants, and they can mix and match those as they choose to for each game. And that's fun for the captains and the seniors to make that decision about what uniform combination to put together for each game. And not to mention, what really has a lot of meaning for the players is it says Leathernecks on our chest, and there's a lot of pride, of course, goes in that word.
And after a full season with the turf, how do you feel about the turf? What's your thoughts?
Well, the new Matrix turf on Hanson Field has been excellent. What really is so valuable to us is that we practice on it every day. So you have excellent footing, and you're able to practice well every day, regardless of the weather conditions.
All right, Coach, and then one final question real quick. Obviously, all the coaches wear headsets, but what can you tell us what is said on them?
Well, there's a lot said very quickly. Because when a play ends in college football now, the 40-second clock is immediately set, and 40 seconds later, the next snap has to happen. And so, the 40 seconds goes by very rapidly. So there's coaches on both sides of the ball, depending on who has possession, of course, speaking quickly and efficiently. Anything that's said on the headset has to be very important, or else you're not supposed to be heard, because what is said has to pertain to the very next snap.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for the Pigskin preview. And signing out for the first time for head coach Mark Hendrickson, I'm Andrew Bacon.